but also just the fact that you can get pusher impact. Is that Chunky or Drake almost came into play there. At least Ultra Prime was able to get a wave in bot that they're going to stop LGD from getting to, but we have a Realm Warp.
Yeah, in comes Tangyuan.
No flashes.
Xiaoxia looking like he's going to be the target. YCX throws up the Unbreakable, steps forward, lands the passive, and Hong is in there with the damage. First blood goes the way of Hong.
Take the grubs.
And, you know, as goofy as it looked, Hong still doesn't have Supreme Display of Talent, and Grizzly does have a level advantage. So Grizzly definitely the stronger jungler up on this side of the map. He's got
seeing Veras plus Rel into Yunara plus Braum. But, man, LGD is forcing this hard. This could be risky. Saber, that's an early ult.
Ultra Prime feeling the pressure to try to make something happen in the early game. They do step up through the bottom side, staying together as 4. They get a big chunk onto YCX, and that is enough to push back LGD. Saber looking for a charm, doesn't quite find it. He's already used 2 charges of Spirit Rush. Hong goes in, gets the stun onto only Grizzly, but showing off from the rest of the team is Xiaoxia. He'll be the first one to fall down. Dragon comes through, does get smited by Hong, and it's a double kill for Xiaoya already. Looking for some more. Tangyuan going to Realm Warp him in. Xiaoya's got to create the space. Will be able to execute Henna, and that is a 3-for-1 team fight in favor of LGD. Make it 3-for-0.
Grizzly got up in the face of Hong a little bit early on, had a level advantage. That's gone now after the fight. He's going to try and find YCX here.
Well, we've seen this song and dance before. YCX chunked out to about half, but he's just taking too much sustained damage. Will get knocked up by the public execution, and Grizzly will get the first of the game for Ultra Prime. Henna going to chuck out those Chains of Corruption, locks down Xiaoya, gets a little bit of poke damage, but Xiaoya going to pop the ultimate, try to turn it right back around. Chunks Henna far, far lower, but now he's got to head for the hills as the rest of Ultra Prime looking to collapse in on this. Saber already used the Spirit Rush, if I'm looking at that cooldown of the scoreboard correctly.
He did. He picked up a kill, but Xiaoya, I really perplexed by Xiaoya all-inning Henna here. He's going to go down. He's going to try and execute, but I think that, yeah, you're going to find a piece there for Henna. As speaking of finding a piece, Hong, that's a freebie under the turret thanks to the empowered Rune Prison from Tangyuan.
Nicely done. Tangyuan just flashes forward, knows that that play is being created in real time by Hong, sets it up for the Kiana to come in and clean up her second of the game, and now set up to be able to get on towards this Rift Herald. And frankly, 3 out of 4 of the first 4 objectives for LGD, given the comp difference, feels very good for them if they're able to secure this.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of a weird series of events. I feel like Xiaoya, again, really should have understood that if he just walks out, like, the entirety of Ultra Prime is in the top side. Speaking of the entirety of Ultra Prime back at the top side, we're going to flip the objective. A TP's coming in behind. This cannot be matched.
Yeah, Sasa up a little bit far from the rest of the team, going to try to take this all out onto Grizzly to be able to get himself out into an escape-worthy position, but is going to be able to dash back, and he finds himself in between mid-lane turrets. He is home free. Meanwhile, the topside engage opportunity was not able to find much of anything for State.
Down 2 dragons. Yes, they have 3 grubs. Yes, you know, they tried to contest the Rift Herald, even though it ended up in a loss and no fight. I don't really see where the fight was for Ultra Prime in this game, because I don't really know what the game plan was.
Definitely a legitimate criticism to be had, and now there's another dragon rolling up, and Hong is on 2 items right now. He picked up the Serpent's Fang off the back of that last recall, so he is going to be the strongest member on the map by a solid margin, especially if he actually gets the Supreme Display of Talent onto some members this time. Tangyuan TPs into the bottom side to be able to contest on this dragon. The dragon will be smited on through. Here comes Supreme Display of Talent, knocks up 2, already gets the kill onto Grizzly. Xiaoxia going to join his jungler in the dirt, and LGD get a 3rd dragon in a row and 2 kills for nothing.
I don't think that setup was there for Ultra Prime at all. We have Ahri approaching on the same angle as everyone else, and only is able to find the Braum after ulting backwards. And there was no poke done beforehand with the Varus as Ultra Prime were late to the play. So I think name of the game.
Mid lane to try to face off against this Rise. We did get to see Rookie pilot this yesterday, but little bit of a difference in between these 2 Ahri performances for certain. Is Hong going to get engaged on this big Magnet Storm coming on through from Xiaoxia, and Hong might be paying for it. Can't get over the wall. Shutdown gold over to Grizzly. YCX next up on the menu. Saber's got 1 more Spirit Rush to try to chase this Braum down. Staying on top of him. Blast Cone in the wrong direction, and YCX actually fires.
Really like how LGD have moved across the map in response to these 2 plays. Like, yes, They just got picked off on a
here,
jungle.
But it does mean he's a little too far to be able to risk threaten to join with Realm Warp. He does have the TP, but that too is also going to take a little bit of time. YCX going to get a bit chunked. It has given time for Ultra Prime to be able to start on up this Dragon. Supreme Display of Talent comes out, connects onto 2, going to get followed on up with by the Glacial Fissure. Tangyuan comes in over the wall. Dragon already been smited down. Public Execution connects onto Tangyuan as well, but Sasa's in there. Triple stun found by the Cassante and over the wall onto Xiaoxia. Going to flash onto Henna, in fact, and find that kill. Now Xiaoya's over the wall, sees some threats dropping, but Grizzly is still there waiting for him. Tangyuan gonna back up his marksman, too little too late, but Grizzly will drop all the same. Liang Chen, the last one standing for Ultra Prime, and LGD will claim an ace at 23 minutes.
Honorable mention to Grizzly. His poke is legit. I mean, it's gonna do damage. I don't think these guys can win a single team fight. LGD has just scaled way too much in this game.
Ooh, Grizzly found by Tangyuan. Root going to come on through over the wall, and Hongel one-shot him. And that is the alarm for the Baron. Realm Warp right over in an instant. No more smite. This one's a freebie, and LGD are about to catapult themselves to over 10,000 gold in the lead.
Yeah, and Grizzly just not connected with the rest of his team. And the progress they made, grouped up as 5 and dropping waves there, was just to get mid shoved in. Nothing else. Grizzly goes down. Baron goes down as another charm connects onto the support from Saber. Right. Only able to find YCX. And, yeah, the damage for LGD, it's looking a lot better. I know it's a 5v4, but I think their champion's just doing more. This is the point where I would vote to FF in solo queue. You know, Baron gone. That's fair. Not going to contest Soul.
Definitely a bit frowned upon.
Here's an interesting question I have for you, Gordo.
All right.
There are really no FFs in competitive League of Legends.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. They're rare. Are you okay with teams FFing? And I ask this because would you be okay if someone FF'd a finals game, but that final instead of a best of 5 would be a best of 7? You can FF. You can have 15-minute games or 10-minute games if something gets weird, but then you might get a best of 7. Might be the only way.
I mean, it'd be an interesting trade-off, I suppose. I would still. I think it's just poor form for stage games in general. I think.
Oh, you were not a StarCraft 2 fan, I see.
I wasn't. That's that's accurate. I've never.
Pretty standard.
The RTSs haven't grabbed me.
Pretty standard to FF in some of those games. Mikhail's picked up by YCX does nullify that charm as that one went wide.
Well, this might be a reason to not FF, is look at the laydown of the equalizer, but Xiaoya bumping out the damage is able to get one, but Xiaoya did successfully push back Xiaoxia. Saber was able to get out of Tangyuan, though. It's a 1-for-1, not too bad if you're Ultra Prime at this state, but LGD are not letting up on their push. They got health bars low enough. They get 4 plates on that mid lane inhibitor turret. They did take the bot lane inhibitor turret as well. Like that, probably the kind of play you need to see if you're Ultra Prime to be able to actually be able to get yourself a successful team fight. So I don't know how many more of those are going to be in the tank for Ultra Prime. Better be hoping that YCX has some similar thoughts, feels good about how that last play went, and that's just not likely, as they are about to be able to take down this mid lane inhibitor turret. Tangyuan trading with Saber. Saber already using the first dash from the Spirit Rush. Going to have to wait on that cooldown now. Is in fact going to retreat back towards the fountain. Mid lane inhibitor turret going to fall. Inhibitor going to be up next on the menu.
Maybe some mid-game snacks as well up next on the menu. As this could be it here.
Yeah, LGD. That was public execution. Dangled out by Grizzly. Did not actually end up finding its mark. And it's another engage tool down. So now no ultimate for Saber, no ultimate for Grizzly, as they're just pushed back further and further. And LGD are going to look to take this whole base if it's going to get given to him. Charm does connect on a YCX. A fair bit of damage comes through his way. But Sasa is now back up at the front line, and he's shrugging this off like it's nothing. YCX's health bar is low, but that's the best thing you're looking at if you're Ultra Prime. And bye-bye top lane inhibitor. Realm Warp out to safety. Successful for Tangyuan.
Well, game's still alive. We're still around, Gordo. I will say, it's been part of why it doesn't look like a very competitive game on the Ultra Prime side. That and I'd say Saber not really performing along with the rest of the team. This could be it. Baron's up. They've been drawn out of the base defense, and Baron's down.
And down goes the Baron, and here comes an engage. It's Sasa up in the front line, still at about half HP. Finally, busts out the all-out to be able to retreat. Baron already secured. LGD already got what they come for, but Hong and YCX are over on the flank, potentially looking for a fight, but YCX finds himself a bit too far up, going to have to flash out defensively. Hong flashes in. Supreme display of talent onto 2. Xiaoxia going to fall, as does Grizzly, and LGD have the numbers advantage, have the Baron marching in towards a base that's already missing 2 inhibitors. They're finally going to close this one out, and Xiaoya going to be the one to clean up the last few kills while they do it.
Missed a few supreme displays of talent throughout that one, but the last one, that was pretty neat with the flash into the R, into the dead turret well. That will be it. LGD takes game 1.
Well done, LGD. Pretty clean game from start to finish. Playing the floor, scaling team composition.
We have an Enchantress support. Thank you, YCX. I think that the Enchantress items at support got buffed up so much this season. Now, this Syndra's ability to force out Talia, very real. In the past, that would have been more punishing. Wasn't as punishing for Tangyuan this time around, as he's back here in time and keeping Grizzly out of this first dragon. Polymorph comes in.
And nearly able to find it, but not going to be able to shovel him back in, and it will be Xiaoya bursted out for the first kill of the game. That goes over to Grizzly. First blood gold over to the Malphite. No ultimate available yet. Stops him from throwing himself into the fray fully, but nice little electrocute proc to walk away with a bit of bonus gold, and you do get bonus gold from First Blood now, but Grizzly gonna get traded back onto right away. Tangyuan didn't use the Weaver's Wall earlier, had it in the tank to approach and pick off the enemy jungler, and now Xiaoxia next up on the menu, shuffled back in the enemy jungle, about to fall down. The only question is who gets the kill. It's Hong.
That was quite...
Wants to pair it up with Henna's bullet time. Maybe sees an opportunity to use it on the Tangyuan and YCX here. Though his vision is getting cleared out in pretty short order. Going to start up onto this dragon regardless. Xiaoya, a little cut off from the rest of the team at the bottom side. A flash engage from Xiaoxia. They're going to throw through the bullet time. It's evaded by the majority of LGD though, and Xiaoxia loses most of his HP. There's a TP in from the Yangchen as well, so they're going to have to finish off this dragon to get themselves much of anything, but Sasa reaping rewards on the top side.
I was about to say, they're going to get it. I think LGD actually
kind of one-on-one against Liang Chen without real fear of being at a big disadvantage. Now they're finally going to commit onto the Herald. Hong going to see Grizzly working on this, though. He wins the smite fight. Engage comes on through. Xiaoya going to be able to flash away from the unstoppable force, but Grizzly going to be able to find the support anyway. Saber run down by Hong on the opposite side, and Henna going to be in the exact same boat. Support the only one to drop from LGD. Sasa still staying alive. Liang Chen not able to collapse the gap. Dives forward onto Tangyuan, but Tangyuan able to flash back away, and Hong is just unstoppable. He cleans up a triple kill in the fight.
Well, Gordo, what did we talk about early on in the draft? We saw Mundo in the Malphite, the counter punch from LGD onto them as Hong runs the fight. Now LGD continue to run this game and the series.
Oh boy,
as Saber's running for the hills.
Yeah, he's running directly into Hong. He's going to end up dying to Sasa there. YCX chunked out on the opposite side. The Yangchen TP's in. Ultra Prime decide we're fighting this one way or the other, and they like how it's going. Sasa knocked up in the air. He's going to drop. Hong trying to sustain through, popping the maximum dosage, but falls to Henna's damage. And no problem, no contest from Ultra Prime here. They're really just pleased that they were able to pick up the heart and get Ultra Prime into a position where they will be taking an unfavorable fight. Grizzly waiting in fog could be so impactful with the unstoppable force if he's able to find the angle, but Sasa just rampaging in this top lane, going to be able to take that tower, now going to get collapsed on by Hong, trying to fight his way out, will eventually be forced to retreat. Tangyuan going to get a knockback onto Saber for a little bit of damage as well, but finds himself face-to-face with Henna. Will back on off into the river with the rest of the squad. Hong at half HP here, and LGD a little disorganized, but not getting engaged on.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what LG wants, quite frankly. They just got TPs out. Like, both the TP was used there for nothing from Saber. And now they just get to kind of use the Mundo and the Lulu. They keep their health bar reasonably high. They poke out, and here comes the re-engage off the Polymorph. Goodbye, Grizzly.
Goodbye, Grizzly, found on his own Gromp and taken down by YCX, Hong, and Tangyuan. Tangyuan, once again, second game in a row, he's just using these global ultimates very effectively, constantly pressuring one lane or another, and arriving just in the nick of time to be able to create unmatched fights. It's just been clean play from LGD around these sorts of champions, and you know, it's 2 games in a row where they've been able to just execute on scaling game plans with just the right amount of map pressure. And Ultra Prime,
which is not really a surprise to me, but also Xiaoxia, for those at home that are not familiar, gives you health, ability haste, and then when you get below 30% max health, you get a big heal, bonus health, and also bonus armor and MR, which is great for Mundo. On top of... Oh, wait, hold on.
Woo! Big layered engage from Grizzly and Xiaoxia with Henna's bullet time on top. But look at Hong. He's up there in the front line, been hammering away at Misfortune the whole fight long. And that's the only one who dies. Grizzly next on the menu, going to have to blast cone himself out to safety. Now Liang Chen playing front line for Saber, pushed back away by the rocks of Tangyuan.
I talked about how I really feel like Enchantress just got buffed. I thought it was more the itemization from Echoes and the Diadem, which is the tier item you can get now at support.
Yeah.
But YCX last year was really willing to play. Anything you've been excited about so far? I know you were looking out for Tangyuan. This has been a nice debut for him.
It has been. I'm excited to see him continue to build on what we saw from him in Demacia Cup. I cast LGD so many times in Demacia Cup, and they're looking like the same team right now. Tangyuan gets the shove onto Henna. You may have caster cursed my boy a little bit here, but a nice flash away from the Unbreakable Will, or the Unstoppable Force, rather, will get him out of dodge. And Hong with the ultimate chugging away in addition to the giant growth from Lulu will allow him to stay alive. Liang Chen coming in on the flank, going to get his stun spell shielded by Xiaoya. Great timing there from the Sivir, and LGD will hose any chance Ultra Prime had at winning out that fight.
I think any chance at all. Side drafts for Ultra Prime, each game just didn't feel like they had the right direction or really idea of how to play out.
Shield on that right there to avoid himself getting stunned. And it's just a clean fight from there from LGD.
Some nice in-fight mechanics coming out. Some that I respect more as someone playing on 50 King in LA.
Uh-oh, Hong. There's another Unstoppable Force or Unleashed Power. There's Unstoppable Force, Unbreakable Will, and Unleashed Power all in the same team, Cubby, and it's tough out here.
We got to give you a workout, you know, day 1, regular season Gordo. And at least keep things fresh for you, even the Ultra Prime LGD series. Saucy with where he's at on the map. They should know better that they're on the Dragon or at least around or behind him.
Oh, Tangyuan found by Liang Chen, but the follow-up's not quite there. This Dragon will be secured by Grizzly, and
they want the fight after.
Fishing around like they might want to take a fight right afterwards. Grizzly going to get pushed back away. Xiaoya actually stepping up into the action. Feels confident with his team at his back. Gets some boomerang blades across the Ultra Prime lineup and will push back the blue team. Hong now advancing through the jungle. He knows he's invincible, and Ultra Prime are just going to have to back away. Hey, guys, you got the Dragon, but that is all you're getting out of this.
Yeah, really nice wall there from Tangyuan. Actually got flash out of both Saber and Grizzly. As that will open up a mid lane push. Xiaoya going to work, and that mid inhibitor turret going to fall. Mid inhibitor should fall too. Can they actually pressure bot?
See, Grizzly still holding on to that Unbreakable Will. Unstoppable Force, rather, goes in onto Tangyuan. Nice stasis from Tangyuan, but now nothing left to protect him from a flash knock-up from Xiaoxia. And now Sasa teleports his way on in, going to get stunned up by Saber, but the follow-up will not present itself. And a nice snap engage on a Tangyuan will get them a little bit of relief, but the siege continues all the same. Xiaoya able to deny that stun and get a big chunk back on Liang Chen, but Xiaoxia looking to keep the fight going on towards Hong. He pops the maximum dosage and will walk this one out.
Sus picks up the bot inhibitor turret, not the inhibitor. Throughout all of that, as he is at the precipice, untold thresholds of power.
He's gone even further beyond. Does find his way.
You can go submarine mode now.
Supreme mode? That sounds right.
Supreme mode.
That Baron starting to do a little bit of supreme damage to YCX. Finds him at about half HP. Tangyuan throws out the Weaver's Wall, going to get them all into this bottleneck, but can anybody take advantage? It's like the answer is no. Ultra Prime will successfully back themselves out. Xiaoxia and Grizzly both at lower HP. But Xiaoya is so dangerous. He's 5 items deep on this Sivir. Would be 6 with the addition of the boots. That's a good point. This would be full build on a different patch, but he's still got 1 item to go in 2026.
Yeah, Saber just took half his health from the bouncing blades. And, well, Ultra Prime, they lost the 4v4, and they lost the 1v1 on the bot side, as Sasa did unlock that inhibitor. Baron looks like it's going to fall for LGD. The only bright spot is that Ultra Prime bought enough time to try and prevent the Soul from going over to LGD. Let's see if they can keep Hong out of the pit. LGD waiting for other members to get here.
Sasa going to be the engaged target. He flashes forward, though, finds the stun onto Henna, goes into the stasis. Hung here to face tank everything he can get, and a massive knock-up across the board is found by the giant Growth of Lulu. Now stepping forward is Hung, finding these slows off the cleavers. Xiaoxia going to be able to headbutt his way over the wall to be able to get himself to safety, but Grizzly and Henna are done for. It's a 2-for-2 in the fight, though. LGD, despite Sasa's power in the side lane to take another inhibitor, they are not going to come up with the numbers advantage.
I just watched brother YCX flash into a bullet time just to get heals and shields off to his front line. That is a true support mentality. Definitely cost him his life. But we'll see if that could be enough to push LGD over the edge. They've not been able to break the base yet. It's kind of difficult
like a 4-man
against
knockup,
Syndrome.
though. That's worth.
Yeah. We'll see. I think Sauce is going to do it here. As he's level 20, and nothing's slowing down this Jax. This LGD looking for the 2-0.
Yeah, with a bit of a whimper here, Ultra Prime not able to put themselves together the team fight that they need. It's a 2-for-2 exchange of the Dragon fight, but it leads to the game being ended. Level 20 Sasa